Hey you guys, so part of what I'm doing today is I've been taking all the small bins, the worm bins, and I've been dumping them all in that big bin. They're all pretty well broken down, but there's still a lot of stuff left in it, so it's just a little bit of an odor from the stuff breaking down, but not a ton. I'm taking the best worm castings, the most broken down stuff. The next to most is in this one. And then I'm kind of have some of the coconut fiber that didn't break down. That was on the top layer. And I took all that off and I've separated it. And this is the only small one I have left. But I'm basically putting them all in this. And there are thousands of worms in this bin. Gross just digging into this stuff, but I mean, I'll be able to show you what I mean by the amount. Like I just flipped over. There's thousands of worms in this bin. As long as the stuff is mostly carbon based, and even the stuff that's not, it's like the soaking paper that's literally falling apart. There's hay and there's some pine in there, all mixed in pretty well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take basically lay it off until the best stuff's on top. I'm going to put the potatoes on one end, and I'm going to leave it to where it's hay. I got some from cleaning out the chicken pens earlier, so I have some used hay there. And I'm going to stack up that whole area with that. I'm going to garden off this whole area, and we'll see what it's like once it's done and turned into an actual garden. Alright, so we're back, and I've gotten all of the worm pits dumped in here, got it all sorted out, and I got the last bit of the chicken bedding that I removed on top as the top bedding. Wet it all down so the seeds could germinate. The potatoes that are growing in hay using the root method are doing great. These ones obviously doing the best over here. And they're just from a little seed pack I got, so I could get, there was 2 of 3 different types. And then I also got some russet potatoes in a bag, waiting for those to turn to seed. I'm actually going to have to put more hay on that one, but I guess we'll see how everything goes. We actually, after I watered it, we have hay that some of the seeds and stuff were still in the hay bedding and everything, so it sprouted itself. Which, I mean, it's whatever, it's just going to die in the grass now, or in the hay, and return to the rest of it, and it'll all eventually break down into worm bedding, worm compost. Except the top layer, which I'll have to scoop off, and I will put into a bin, and then I'll dig through the bottom. But when I tell you that, like the sides here are loose hay, and around the potato sections, because I did move these from bins, from little potato planters. But over here, the seeds themselves are actually sitting on a coconut fiber slot, and it's old coconut fiber I had. I'm reusing it. And I just laid it across the top. It wasn't like super used, it was mostly just stuff that didn't fit any of the trays and whatnot, and they were just wonky cuts, so I didn't want to use them. And I just pieced them all together to make a full bed. You can see some of the newspaper from the under layers is actually sticking up. But everything that's carbon in here will break down under all of this. Thank you guys! Let's go quickly come over here to the greenhouse. My indoor greenhouse, my little microgreen garden. All the lights are on. The color is going to be a little red, wonky, because of the grow lights. And I apologize for that, but Some of them are not doing quite so well this time. If you saw my early videos the first time, I had a bunch just shoot up. They were doing great. And well, they're just not all doing so well this time. Makes me kind of sad. But